Here is what's happening inside of you all day long. All day long, your automatic brain generates automatic thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings about what's going on right now, thoughts and feelings about what happened in the past, thoughts and feelings about what might happen in the future. And all these thoughts and feelings bubble up on their own, whether you want them to or not. It's like a spigot of bubbles that never turns off. And even though you can't turn the spigot off, nor would you want to, your brain is just trying to be helpful to you, you can choose how you react to these bubbles as they pop up. And there are three ways that you can react to an automatic thought bubble. Reaction number one, you can enter the bubble. You can believe that automatic thought and feeling 100%. You can see everything through the lens of that emotion and that belief, and you can let that automatic thought color your view of yourself and the whole world. Or reaction number two, you can push down the bubble. You might not like the thought and feeling that just popped up, or you might recognize that they're not that helpful to you or that they're holding you back. Or it just might be a thought and feeling that's painful or embarrassing or uncomfortable. And so you push the bubble down. But the problem is, just like when you try to push a beach ball under the water, the bubble pushes back just as hard as you push down. And suddenly you are locked in a fruitless fight with yourself. Or reaction number three, you can watch the bubble float by. You're not entering the bubble and letting it color your view of the world, but you're also not pushing the bubble down and trying to make it go away. You're just letting the bubble be there and watching it float by. And as you do this, you know 100% that you are not that bubble. You are the person who's watching it float by. Now, what does all this have to do with accessing your best performance, even when you're stressed, even when you're scared, or even when you're feeling like an imposter? Stress, fear, and imposter syndrome are bubbles that are just passing by. And if you enter the bubble, your entire worldview becomes colored by that fight or flight emotion. And if you try to push down the bubble will push back. And now half your brain is focused on fighting your own emotions instead of focusing on the work in front of you. But if you can let the bubble float on by, if you can remember and anchor back to who you really are at your core, that steady, unchanging nature of you, if you can be the steady watcher, letting the bubble pass on through, then you can access your best performance, even when there's a stress bubble in the room with you, or a fear bubble sitting on your desk, or an imposter syndrome bubble perched on your shoulder. Because that's actually where your best performance comes from. It comes from the steady, unchanging nature of who you are at your core. Your best performance comes from the you that you are when your protective mechanisms aren't activated. And that's who the watcher of the bubbles is. That's who you're tapping into when you step back, become the watcher, and let the bubbles float on by. Now, putting this idea into practice is what I help my clients do. Learning the skill of tapping into your highest self, accessing your best performance, accessing your easy, confident flow state, not just when it's easy, but when it's challenging, when the stakes are high, when it's unintuitive, when the fear monster is wanting to run you off the road. Being able to tap into your best performance anyway is the single greatest skill that you can invest in building. It's a skill that pays dividends in every area of your life forever. It's the unlock that unlocks everything else. So come talk to me and let's start building that skill today. You can swing by anytime you want for a coffee chat. No strings attached. It's just an opportunity for us to discuss whatever's on your mind and brainstorm about how you can find your flow and access your best performance, even in the face of your current circumstances. The link to book a coffee chat is above. And if you want more than just the one-off problem solving, and if you're ready to systematically build this skill week by week for life, then I want you to book a consult call and let's map out a full coaching engagement together. The link to book a free consult call is above. Or if you're listening on Instagram, both those links are in my bio.